there were several moments, my son, he was 17 at the time, and I just didn't know. I never knew when I was gonna have an outburst. I never knew when anything, I was even afraid to go to networking events because I think Paul talked about it, the triggers. You don't know what really is a trigger. It's not a switch you flip on, and be like, okay, I'm gonna have a moment right now and flip it off, right? So I found myself apologizing a lot to my son, my 17-year-old, telling him, I'm so sorry, I won't do it again. And they're not used to me yelling, it's a different person. Paul talk about anger. You're a different person when you're angry, right? And I didn't even recognize myself, because in the military, they used to tell me to speak up. So to think that my voice could go octaves lower, it's like, who is this? So I spiraled and I lost control, and it was uncomfortable because I wasn't in control. I didn't know when anything was going to happen, how it was going to happen. None of these came with a warno. It didn't come with an op order, no mission brief, no nothing. Stuff just happened. I started experiencing hallucinations, especially during COVID. I would sit in my office, no clients. I still had the office open, and I would be going through. So I was a mortuary affairs officer when my last gig, I'll call it that. My last job in the military, I was a mortuary affairs officer, and that was the movie that kept replaying for me when I would sit in my fitness studio. I would see the parents calling me. I would see the remains talking to me. I would see the box truck. I'm playing this, it's on replay, right? But that still didn't get me to the help that I needed. What got me to really take action was when I did it to my 4-year-old. She's 12 now. I literally watched, I had another outburst, and I was watching myself screaming at her, I'm listening to myself, telling myself to stop. She's screaming, telling me to stop, and I couldn't stop. I did not control that. It's like I was having an out-of-body experience. I could not control the moment. I just went through it. When I did finally come down from it, I was sweating, I was shaking, and I was really exhausted, like just trembling and everything. After I grabbed her and I hugged her, that's when I called the VA, because I had heard about a program that they had. So I enrolled in the 12-week program that they had, and I had a counselor, an individual counselor. And that's when I decided that I had to do something differently. I made good on that promise to her, because what I didn't want was what I heard in the 12 weeks. In that 12-week program, and this is where I decided I was going to help female veterans. I was the only female veteran in that 12-week program, and I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why I was the only female in that program. So I had some stuff to go through. All the time. All right, so the OWNIT program, the OWNIT framework that I created was born from that, but not immediately, right? And what OWNIT stands for is own your story and your voice, work in your gifts, navigate change with confidence, ignite impact, and thrive. Take bold action and thrive, right? Because so many times we're trying to do what everybody else is doing. I've lived that. When I first got out, I didn't know who I was. And so every time someone said to me, you should do this, I was exhausted because I was trying to do everything that everybody else told me to do, because that's how I was programmed. That's how I was conditioned to do what someone else said, right? So owning who you are, that's one of the first things. When I first got out, I got some advice, but I didn't receive it well because of how it came to me. But, someone said to me, you need to take a break. They didn't say it like that. But, take a break. They didn't say it like that. Just take some time for yourself and before you start jumping into things, right? So that is one of the things I do encourage us veterans, take some time, especially if you've done so many years in the military. I was already conditioned one way, and then I became institutionalized another way. So I got all these things that I gotta work through to find out who is Renee, who are you, right? So that's some of the things I wanna really stress. Let me leave you with this final thought. Own it is not a destination, it's a journey. And you get to do it every day. It will evolve as you evolve. It will meet you where you are and take you where you need to go. You've earned the right to heal. You've earned the right to rest. You've earned the right to become the best version of the servant you were called to be. Because that's who we are, we're servant. We've gone through the mission, and we know what it looked like, so it's now time for us to pull our battle buddies up, okay? That's not weakness, it's wisdom. Your growth and your healing is your responsibility, and it starts with one decision, to stop carrying what was never yours and to start serving from a place of wholeness, not woundedness. We are servants, so let's serve well and let's serve whole. Thank you.
What a way to close us out. Please give it up for Renee one more time. Soon to be Dr. Jones-Hudson. You heard she's finishing her PhD very, very soon. We congratulate